Hey guys, Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where we bring on network marketers, affiliate marketers, and multi-level marketers in there. They're going to share their stories. They talk about trials and tribulations, processes, strategies that work for them. I love talking about some failures that can definitely, a lot of you are going through some tough times, and talk about mindset and rejection and things like that. So we can help you. You're going to learn things. So we also want you to implement. A couple housekeeping. If you're watching live, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment where you're watching from, either hashtag live or hashtag replay, and throw some questions every once in a while, or favorite emoji. If you're watching or listening on one of the verticals on the podcast with the audio, don't forget to subscribe to that, podcast, whatever you're on, Apple, Spotify, etc., and give us a review. And don't forget to go to the description and follow and check out each of the opportunities and have a call with my next guest. Let me bring on Dale Peake. What's going on, man? How are you?
How are you, sir?
I appreciate you taking me up on this. A lot of times people say, oh, I don't have enough knowledge, or I'm afraid of social media or video. And I say, man, get out of your comfort zone for a few minutes and watch what it does for you anyway. But I thank you for joining us. I always ask my guests, who are you and why did you get into this space? Network marketing, affiliate, and multi-level.
All right, man. Well, first of all, let me just say thank you. It's a privilege to be on the show with you here today on this podcast. And man, I'm just looking forward to spending some time today with yourself and the viewers and those that may catch us today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year. So first of all, let me just say God's blessings to each and every one of you. My name is Dale Peake. I do live down here in Georgetown, Texas. Originally from Michigan. I've been in the network marketing space, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, all the things over the course of the last 27 years. I know that I don't look old enough to have done that, but I started when I was like 7. Sean, you didn't know that you could run an MLM on a lemonade stand, did you?
That you learn something new every day.
Absolutely, guys. Well, so I started back in 1997. At that time, I was working about 60 hours a week with a food service company in route sales. I had 2 little kids at home, and I wasn't seeing them. I was up out of the house at 5:30 in the morning. I was home doing orders, until 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then have dinner quick, and then they were gone to bed. And I was at a place where, I'd been introduced, being from Michigan, I'd been introduced to Amway by the time I was like, 12 or 13 years old. And, and I give them all the credit, truthfully, without the pioneers in the network marketing world, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we've done over the years. But so I was introduced to a company that was great. I mean, I actually made the top level of the company. It took me about 8 months to replace my income. Walked away. It took me 4 years to hit the top level of the company, and then they increased the top level of the company. So it took us about 4 more years to hit the top level again. And then things happened. 2008 and 9 occurred. The economy kind of went. And the companies that made adjustments throughout the course of that window were able to fight their way through it. Those that didn't, well, they didn't. So my story was, I walked away from there and started from zero. No deals, no garbage, no nothing. Just okay, here we go again. And took me 18 months to hit the top level of that company, and that happened through 7 compensation plans, 4 CEOs. And finally, it just got to be the place where it was like, yeah, okay. So after about 2 years there, again, unfortunately made the decision to start at zero. This next, the 2010 to 14 was my big home run. Built an organization of well over 100,000 people around the world. Was in the top 10 income earners with the company. And, one of the things, Sean, that I've realized is that, it's not only maybe mistakes that I've made along the way, which is normal. That's human. But it was, changes and mistakes and things that happened along the way, with companies, and for whatever reason, not knocking anybody or saying anything negative about anybody, just saying, things happen. So I spent most of the 2000 teens, with a couple of different companies. Did well, but again, the same stuff,
Right.
continued to change and happen. And fast forward to 2020, the year that all of us will never forget, the COVID, the beginning of COVID. I believe that truly changed the network marketing world. It went from very much a kiss the frog, belly to belly style program,
Yeah.
hotel meetings and in-home and whatever you want to call it, to, you better be able to function on Zoom. You better be able to keep people's attention while they've got their kids and their grandkids and their dogs and their spouses and everything else running around behind them and distracting their attentions, and I went through a stretch, for most of the last 4 or 5 years, Sean, where I haven't done much. I kind of have walked away and was looking, but not finding anything that got my attention. And I actually got started in the digital marketing world about 11 months ago. Marketing a 100% commission social media learning platform that I've been able to generate a strong 6-figure income with now. And it's been an amazing. There's no affiliate to this. There's no network to it. There's no downline, upline, sideline, crossline, anything like that. It's purely just, you get paid for how good you are, and so for
All on
me,
you. Yeah.
yeah, it's not about, it wasn't, in this situation, it wasn't about building a team. It wasn't about, relying on somebody else to write your paycheck. You're truly relying on your own grace and your own skills. So that's a short clip of Dale Peake over the course of the last 20 some years.
Man, there's some things we can definitely break down.
Sure.
A lot of people, and I appreciate all that transparency. A lot of people get into network marketing because of all the flash. Oh, they're going to make money. And as you heard Dale say, the first stint, it took 8 months to make some money comparison to what he was in his normal quote unquote job. But then it took him 4 years to get to the higher ranks.
Right.
And then the company changed stuff. And then he had to go and still, reinvent himself and took another 4 years to get to the top of that company. But then he started over again. Again, we all start from somewhere, right? And it took him 18 months to get higher. So a lot of you just think you're going to spend 300, 500, 1,000, 5,000, whatever you're into, a high ticket stuff. It's going to take you time to make those earnings. It's not overnight.
Right.
But like Dale's been in it for a while, I'm sure he starts from zero, but you also, I'm sure, have email lists, you have phone numbers, you have contacts, maybe. And that's where you can kind of get the ball rolling again. Am I right? Wrong?
Absolutely. One of the things that I always like to tell people, because people ask me all the time, like, oh my gosh, how do you go from zero to hero so fast? And first of all, I don't classify myself as a hero. I classify myself as just this, just kind of a hardworking dude who tries to do the right thing and do the right thing by people along the way. But it took me. You said it took me 8 years to hit the tippity tip of that first company. It took me, a while after that to hit. So my point is that I'm an overnight success in a dozen, 15, 18, 20 years. It wasn't out of the gate, oh my gosh, this guy came in and killed it. It was, no, this guy came in and fell flat on his face for the first 90 days thinking he was all that in a bag of chips, but he didn't have a clue. So I had to put everything I learned away. And each time I've started with a new company, I've had to do that. I've had to put away the things I've learned. Yes. Did I develop a following over the course of time? Sure. And that happens if you do the right things when nobody else is looking. And again, I have made mistakes. I have lost friendships. I have made mistakes that have truthfully cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in my life. And I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not sitting here, I'm not sitting here on a throne of lies. How's that? To coin a phrase from Elf. But I'm literally here just trying to, if nothing else, share that you can make mistakes. You can fall forward, as Dr. John Maxwell talks about. You can fail forward. The key is, do you get up, dust yourself off, reinvent yourself, come back, still fighting with the gloves on? Or are you, sitting in the corner, saying, woe is me, this industry sucks, it's just not for me. No, the answer is it is for you if you will learn and grow to match what is needed. This is not a skill set. Building teams of people, building a network marketing, affiliate marketing, digital marketing style business is not something you're born with. It's something you pick up, master, learn, beat your head against the wall. I think it's Jim Collins that says in the book From Good to Great, he says it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything. And I love people that come in the first time they've ever done something in the network marketing world and they go, well, I've been doing this for 3 weeks and I haven't gotten my first sale yet. Nobody wants, I'm done. It's just not for me. This company doesn't work. The bottom line is it's not about the company. It's about you. It's about me. Sean, you've been in this industry and watched this industry for a long time. The win or lose in this situation is not how good you are. It's how good can you become. And as much as everybody laughs at the old Amway, and people got rich on books and tapes, and but they also,
It helps, reading and listening.
You got to grow, man.
You have to also implement. A lot of people, and I say this all the time, they'll watch this podcast, they'll watch someone bigger than this podcast, but they'll have it go in one ear and out the other. I challenge people when you're watching, if you're watching us, drop a comment, drop something but people are afraid to engage. People are afraid to try something new. Absolutely. But if they try that one little extra new thing, like, wow, what would it do to your business? What would it do to your life? But people just, it's okay. I'll keep going.
AI is a great example. ChatGPT, those type of things. I mean, it's gotten to a place where ChatGPT is my CEO for Dale Peake Inc. I've trained it to where it has a list of things that I need to do every single day, and it opens up my morning with, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. It's like I walk into my office and my CEO has set down my marching orders for the day. But I talk to people about ChatGPT at times and they're like, oh my God, that's terrible. That's like Terminator, they're going to, here's the bottom line. I mean, bottom line is if they're going to take over the world, you and I ain't going to stop it. So we might as well figure out how to get profitable with it. Because social media and AI and ChatGPT and all of these things that are out there, they're not going away. And if you're out there doing the old MLM world and you're not figuring out how to put, SEO style posts out into your social media, if you're not figured out how to use ChatGPT to put a caption down that doesn't say, hey, friends and family, I'm looking for 6 people that want to try my pill or lotion. If you want to find something that actually will hit, well, I mean, why not talk to somebody? Why not talk to something that knows how to hit? It's like becoming a Major League Baseball player, and your first at bat, you're talking to the kid. You're going to go up against, the best of the best. You got Roger Clemens, you got Nolan Ryan, you got one of these guys on the mound. Your first at bat, you just got called up. So you sit in the dugout and you call down and you call a kid at rookie ball. You say, what do I do to hit Nolan Ryan? Instead, you got Mark McGwire, Jose Canseco, one of these guys in the dugout who's went against him 100 times. Whether he's had success or not, he knows what you should expect.
Right.
And I'm not here pitching AI. I'm just saying it's a huge piece of the network marketing world, the digital marketing world today, is figure out how to use something that makes your life easier.
Yep.
To make your income greater. It's my 2 cents on the world today.
I want to piggyback off of that. I've been doing something with AI with Chat GPT. Those that are not creative, they can't come up with posts, they can't come up with their emails and stuff like that. Here's one, right? You can type this into Chat GPT, write a 60-second reel. Everyone should be using reels and shorts about what you do for an hour a day using a hook, 3 tips, and a powerful call to action. Put that in there. Watch what comes up.
Absolutely. Now, I will hang on one second. I'm going to grab something real quick.
Yeah. Guys, there's tools out there. We just have to be able to get over the fear and just try it.
So one of the things I've been studying over the last couple of weeks is I've been working with Jarvis, who's my AI, my Chat GPT that I've named. And one of the questions I asked him, because I felt like I wasn't writing good prompts.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, I want you to put me through a course on how to use you and how to prompt you correctly.
Huh.
And so he came back and he said, okay, it's 5 steps. Number 1 is tell me who I am. So I'll say something like, hey, Jarvis, you are a social media influencer with a serious background in viral hooks and so on. He says, then give me the background. So we are writing an email to a warm prospect list. What's the goal? The goal is to get them to make a purchase. What's the style? Define your tone, format, or the emotion that you want in this email. And then what's the action? Specify what you want your customer to do. So that prompt might look like this long.
Right.
But I'll tell you that as I've started doing that, and so I don't always remember that, so I've written it on a note card so that I can keep it in front of me. But then I actually added this, and Sean, I'll because I know you do use some AI, I would urge you to do this. At the end of what you think is the right prompt, say, now, please rewrite this prompt in the way it should have been written. And it will come back and go, okay, you were close. Then you copy and paste that into your chat bar and let it take off with what you wanted.
Guys,
I'm telling you, Sean, we could do an entire class on prompting. We could write an entire, digital marketing class course that we could sell on the internet on AI prompting and teaching people how to get the information that they truly want out of artificial intelligence.
You can ask it if you're into doing videos and are afraid to come up with content. Give me 365 days of topics that I can do videos on with digital marketing, network marketing, whatever you want, and it'll just go. And now
even better, you say, I want 365 videos about XYZ product. I want 3 points. They're 60 seconds long. I need the 3 bullet points that go with each one. Or maybe you just don't know what to say. So you say, I need 365 videos. I need the script for a 1-minute video with a hook up front, a capture on the bottom, and meat of these 3 topics in between. It will write you the script that literally you can memorize, turn on your camera, and just say it.
It'll tell you what kind of music to have in the background, what kind of shot you should have. It's incredible, but people are
it'll tell you when to cut. It'll tell you go change a shirt, put a different color shirt on. It'll tell you. If you're out there as a content creator, maybe Sean, maybe this isn't even a network marketer that's watching this. Maybe it's somebody who's trying to monetize social media.
Right.
If you're out there going, follow me, follow me, follow me, you're missing it. The thing that here's why people will follow you on social media, because your content is worth following.
Right.
One of the greatest social media presences that we have an example of today is Mr. Beast. And if you don't know who he is, go to YouTube and subscribe, because God knows 300 million other people have.
Right.
Do you know, Sean, that he spends about 1 month on each video that he puts out. He puts out now one video a month, and that video will earn him in excess of $100,000 to $250,000 per video. And he'll be the first to tell you on a $200,000 payment video, he'll take $100,000 and throw it back in for the next video.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, this kid's what, 27, 28 years old. He's making hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of his career now on YouTube, social media. He will be the second to tell you, because I'm going to be first. He'll be the second to tell you that he uses chat and uses AI for all of his planning. His team that's around him uses it to make sure everything jives. And then they use an AI feature to edit and finish up the videos.
Yeah, for editing, right. There's editing tools. I used a couple for mine as well. A friend of mine, it's crazy, bring up Mr. Beast. A buddy of mine, AJ Bufumo, is on TikTok. He was a mortgage guy, not a mortgage guy anymore. He went to Costco one day, did a video with his son, talked about the chicken bake and the chocolate chip. His son is Mr. Justice, and boom, they're collaborating. Influencers, Mr. Beast, they're on different shows. He's doing AEW, but it's incredible what you can put yourself out there. But you just have to do it. People are afraid. Well, I'm not going to videotape myself in a restaurant or a store. Do it. You never know what's going to happen. Why not?
Why not? You know, I mean, there's I don't care if you're in network marketing, digital marketing, social media content creation, what it is. There's three things that people are afraid of. Three reasons that stop people from doing what they should be doing. And the three fears. It's the fear of rejection. First of all, people say all the time, I don't want to go live. I don't want to post it on my Facebook because that's where all my friends and family are.
Yeah.
Well, first of all your friends and family know you failed originally. They know the good you've done. They know the bad you've done. They're the same people that when you make it big with whatever you're doing, if you didn't share it with them, they will hate you for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So fear of rejection, fear of what other people think. Oh my God, I'm going to walk back into the store tomorrow to go to work, or the shop tomorrow to go to work. And people are going to be like, what the hell you think you're doing there, sir? Mm-hmm. Here's the bottom line to that. Do they pay your bills?
Yep.
So you got fear of failure or fear of rejection, fear of what people will think, and then fear of failure. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? Well, my dog, I would ask you right now, what if it does?
Yeah, right.
What if 50% of everything that Sean and I are talking about right now actually worked for you and you changed your life? You know, every person who's, I go back to one of my original mentors in this industry, and that's Dexter Yeager, God rest his soul. The man was a beer truck delivery guy. By the time he finished his life, after 50 some odd years with the Amway Corporation, he's, I believe, still the number one USA earner. And I think his family is still the number one USA earner, even now after his death, with hundreds of millions, maybe pushing $1 billion in generated income in network marketing. So I would ask you this: what if the beer truck driver decided to not put himself out there? You're talking about generational wealth. And I don't mean, kids and grandkids. I mean, grandkids and great-grandkids and great-great-grandkids and great-great. I mean, 100 years, 200 years possibly worth of generational wealth because a beer truck driver decided to stand out against the crowd.
You heard that, guys. Standing out against the crowd.
That's
it.
Go
with everyone. Everyone's just going with the flow. It's a pyramid scheme. Everything's a pyramid scheme. Oh, it's, you're not going to make any money in it. Do you have proof? You're talking to the failures. That's why you're hearing about that. Now, I want to end on this. You've been in the business a long time. What would you tell yourself if you were starting it all? All the stuff now. What are 3 tips that you would help yourself back in 1998, 97? When you first started, if you knew these 3 tips, what would it do to you today?
All right. So number one would be don't prejudge anybody. So I remember when I started in network marketing, I thought this guy will do it. This gal won't do it. This gal will do it. This gal won't do it. I tried to sugarcoat and cherry pick, oh, my buddy's freaking awesome. I remember his name was Scott. We played softball together on a church league. Scott and I had always talked about money and how our jobs sucked and, all that kind of stuff. And so I called Scott up and I said, hey man, I've run across something with some timing to it. I know you're going to love this. And I got about 2 more sentences in and I heard clean as that was dial tone. So I picked up the phone. I called him back. I said, hey man, I think we got disconnected. He goes, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but dude, don't call me back about this. And he hung up again. And it would have been really easy right there to have been crushed because that was my guy, man. We were going to crush this. In my head, it was over, and it had been really easy to have allowed negativity to step in right there and to take me out. And so number one was don't judge. Number 2 was temper your expectations. One of the things that I was really good at, I'm a high energy guy. I'm that guy that just, I try to be here all the time. But when I started, I was a lot like this. I get good highs, but then and then I get high and then And so over my career, what I've learned is, you don't need to get too high and you don't need to get too low. You just got to run the numbers. I learned safety in numbers, Sinaloa, safety in numbers and law of averages. Nobody is so good to get them all and nobody is so bad to get nobody. So you just got to run the numbers. You got to find your batting average. We are 1 day away from opening day of the Major League Baseball season. Yes. It's my favorite sport. Yes. We are 1 day away. I can promise you this, one of the greatest hitters of all time who plays today is probably going to have a really terrible start on the season. They're going to be hitting less than 200 after 2 or 3 weeks. Now, they have 2 options now. They could try to change everything they know works and get really frustrated and down in the dumps, or they can just work harder. They can talk to more people. They can take more batting practice. They can work on the details. They can become better and become better and become better until it clicks. Because they'll get to the end of the season and they'll probably be talking about that person as an MVP candidate. So when you're starting off in the network marketing world, don't talk to a few people and then quit. You got to develop a season long worth of batting average to figure out what you got to do. And number 3 is you've got to have, it's so funny, all 3 of these really come back to mindset. The third one is you got to have a rhinoceros style, attitude. What do I mean by that? The rhino, guys, is one of the most loving, amazing creatures on this planet. But because of the thickness of their hide and that horn, they are also one of the deadliest animals on the planet, where even a pack of lions won't attack a rhinoceros because they can't get through that skin. Okay. You got to develop that skin that regardless of what Aunt Mary or Uncle Bob or cousin Susie or the next door neighbor or Scott, who you thought was your best friend, say about you in your business, it don't matter because you're going to the top of the mountain or you're dead on the side, but you ain't coming home. That attitude will take you wherever it is you want to go. Top of the mountain or dead on the side, but I'm not coming home. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
That was awesome, man. Lots of good value, guys. There's things that if you don't take what we just discussed in this 30 minutes, something's wrong. And if you say, I have no idea, because I've read books, I do these interviews, I'm still learning myself. I love growing. I love taking information and actually implementing it, because if it works for Dale, it's going to work for me. It's just that they'll keep at it, but people quit too early. And that's a problem with a lot of people that are watching. You got to see things through. Go for 1 year, see what happens.
Absolutely.
And after a year, see if you, but really reflect on if you are really doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's a key thing that people miss too. Like they can't hold themselves accountable. Find somebody that's going to hold you accountable so that you're going to be successful over time. Lots of value here, guys. If you want to connect, you should connect with Dale. All the stuff is in the description. Reach out to him, have a call. If you're afraid of call, email and set up a talk with him through email first. but make sure you listen to him, because there's lots of value that you're going to get, opportunities you're going to get, and he's going to lead you the right way. So I appreciate Dale joining us today and sharing his knowledge and being transparent and not being afraid of, you're not going to be afraid. You have those stories, and stories help people, move along, move the needle. So I thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Sean.
Anyone else that's popping in now, you have to wait until this uploads. Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit that like button, and share this video, because we can help more people when you share, implement, take action. Guys, have an amazing rest of your day. Dale, stick around for one moment. Have an awesome day.